What's up, everybody? It's Ahmed with A. Roberson Photo, A. Roberson Media, and I'm back with another video, another unboxing, another product review. But judging by the looks on your faces, you're probably wondering, didn't this dude just do a product review on a Bluetooth speaker last week? Yes, I did, but I have a change of heart, and I'm going to tell you why as soon as we get past the intro. As you can see from the unboxing footage, it comes with a pamphlet, and this pamphlet shows a carrying case that's for sale. Me, I don't plan on taking mine much further than out of my main bathroom because it's for me to enjoy while I shower and wash this pretty mug. But it does have a carrying case if you choose to do so. Or you can buy a second one and run them dual speaker style, you know, one on the left, one on the right in true stereo form. I don't think I'm gonna need that much. I don't want to disturb my neighbors and all that, especially with a little bitty Bluetooth speaker, but you got the capability of adding a second speaker to it if you choose to do so. I don't, so I don't need this. But it also comes with your USB Type-C charging cable. Right? Can you see that? Yes, of course you can. Watch that. Oh! And it comes with your 3.5mm stereo jack, so that way you can plug it into your phone if your phone doesn't have Bluetooth. But it is 2020, so I'd imagine that everybody has Bluetooth. But if you didn't, it's got that capability. Or you can plug it into your laptop or your home stereo or anything that accepts this jack as an output to play as an input into the speaker. And it comes with, of course, the instruction manual. I'm not going to go through this whole booklet, but I'm just going to point out a couple of key features for you guys that I think are important. Number one, the battery life on this thing is up to 20 hours if you play it at 2/3 volume. Me, 2/3 of the time, I'm going to play it at full volume. 1/4 of a third of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction, I'm going to play it at low volume, so I might get maybe 8 to 10 hours of playtime, but that's still a lot of battery life. So if you're a bass head like me and like to blast your music and disturb your neighbors, you're still gonna get up to 8 hours of playtime. But like I said, or did I say it already? If I didn't say it, this thing takes 7 hours to charge. That's ridiculous. But for the power that it puts out, the energy that it puts out, I can understand it takes a lot of battery power, probably has a big battery inside it, but it also takes a lot to recharge that battery. So when I'm sleeping, let it sit and charge. When I wake up in the morning for my shower, I got a full powered battery ready to blast and disturb my neighbors until the battery drains again. Also, it has dual speaker mode like I showed you in the pamphlet, but if you look here, I'm going to show you the features on the speaker itself too, but I want you to see this. Well, looking at it, you got your Bluetooth symbol, of course, and you got your play button and your back track and forward track, and then your on and off and your volume buttons. But in between that, right there's a little light. That light is the battery indicator light. Also, well, if it's fully charged, it'll be solid red. While it's charging, it's going to blink red. But also, if you're using it in dual speaker mode, it's going to flash too to let you know that you have both speakers connected. So that's a good thing. Also, on the other side, it has a flap here. It's a rubber flap, so it keeps it, well, let me get in there. There we go. It's a rubber flap that keeps it insulated, so if you happen to put this thing in the water, it is waterproof according to the ad on Amazon. So if you put it in some water, submerge it, this is going to protect your inside from getting water damage. So that's pretty cool. And at the bottom of the pamphlet, or the next page rather, it says you can either play the speaker flat and let the bass radiator face down and give you that heavy bass, or you can stand it up and give you some extra bass and some volume. But me, I'm gonna have it like this all the time because I want that bass to rumble and rattle and shake my dresser, shake my countertop, wherever I got it set up. Lastly, let me just show you this real quick before I toss this. Yep, on that pamphlet you can see, plug in that USB Type-C charger, get to charging that bad boy up, and then you get to rocking. So don't need that, but what I do need is this. Bam! Look at that. That is sweet. I mean, this thing is really sweet. It's well built. It's plastic, of course, but it's solid. It's solid built. Has rubber feet. The bass radiator is on this side here, so The speakers are on the front. They're gonna play as loud as can be, and they are loud. And not only are they loud, but they're clear. They don't even distort. That's why this thing is so sweet. But the speakers are on the front here, and the bass radiator is on the bottom. This is the charging flap that I was talking about. Let me peel that down. Oh, let me get in there. There we go. Come on. There we go. I'm in there. So you see he has the, if you get that light in there, it has the 3.5 millimeter jack and the USB Type-C charger. But you close it up, seal it up pretty good. No water is going to get inside there. So I'm happy about that. And lastly, if you look over here, these buttons are white. The other model, I believe all the buttons were black. So these white buttons is a quick indicator to let you know that this is the updated model. So speaking of the updated model, does it sound better than the old model? I don't know, because I never had the old model. But from what I can tell with this compared to this, which was my champion, at least as far as bass goes, at least as far as bass goes, this was my champion, but this has taken the crown 100%. Now, don't get me wrong, this JBL speaker ain't no punk. It sounds good. It still does sound pretty good, but this is crisp, clear, and powerful. And I know one more thing I forgot to mention. On the older model, I think it said these speakers had somewhere around 10 watts of power, where the new version, this model here, oh, there we go, this model here with the white buttons has 14 watts of power. So it's an additional 4 watts, but 4 watts is 4 watts, and it sounds good. The last thing I want to show you before we get into the 1x1 sound test, before I show you why I think the new Oontz Angle 3 Ultra is the new champion, I just want to show you really quickly. I'm using the same music that I did from my last video. If you can get in there and see it, it's Awake by that dude Yoy Tracks. I just want to say I'm not promoting this guy or the website or anything. I just like this track a lot, and it has a lot of bass and it's good for this test. But I wanted to show you really quick with this Bluetooth speaker, with the buttons here, the play button and the forward, back and forward, you can actually pause and play. If I push that, get some light in there. There you go. And I pause it. Now, if I was to hit the forward and backwards, it's not going to skip through the tracks on this website. But because the music that I downloaded to my phone is copywritten, I don't want to play it and mess around and get demonetized or mess up my YouTube channel or anything. But when you're playing music that you've downloaded into your phone or your MP3 player or whatever, you can actually use the forward and back tracks to actually skip through the tracks here. And of course, if you were to hook it up to your phone and use it as a phone, if somebody called, you just hit the play button, and that way you can answer your phone. And there's your off button, on button, your Bluetooth button. Everybody knows how to connect Bluetooth, so I'm not going to show you how to do that. But enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get to this one at a time sound test and let you hear why I think the Oontz Angle 3 Ultra is the champ, the new champ, my champ. And there you have it. So do you agree with me? Do you think the Oontz Angle 3 Ultra is the new champ, or do you think the JBL still has the crown? Now, the JBL only had the crown over my Amazon Basic speaker just because it was heavier with bass, but I still hold true that the Amazon speaker had better vocals. It was clear, it was crisp. Maybe it was more crisp because the bass wasn't as heavy and the volume didn't get, well, the volume did get as loud. It was as loud as the JBL, but the bass wasn't as heavy, so therefore the vocals were more crisp because they didn't rattle like the JBL actually rattled with the bass and the vocals coming out of the same speaker system, whereas the Oontz has two speakers good for vocals, and then they have that passive bass radiator, so that keeps the vocals clear and keeps the bass heavy and strong. So are you with me? Do you agree that the Oontz is the new champ? Or do you think the JBL is still in there? And it's not that the JBL is the industry standard, but it's my standard for comparison because that's the only Bluetooth speaker that I had. But anyway, I'm rocking with the Oontz. I'm not going to return it. I'm going to keep it and play it until it dies. And when it dies, I'm going to get another. So if you agree, if you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And let me know how you feel in the comments. Is the Oontz the guaranteed obvious champ just because the JBL is an older speaker? Or is the JBL still in there? You know, is it still ducking and dodging and throwing a couple of punches? I don't know. I'm rocking with the Oontz. But anyway, this is Ahmed with A. Roberson Photo, A. Roberson Media. If you like what I did, please subscribe because I'll be back next week with another video.